Well, as a footnote, as I was walking up to the reporter, I heard him say Charles, now King Charles, and then he went. I don't know if I was too close, because as I was about 3 yards the other side of him, he did a retake. Charles, King Charles. So maybe I messed up his original intention, but I guess he wasn't live. One other thing, as a footnote, oddly enough, I drove by here yesterday afternoon about 4 o'clock with clients. Came along here, made the right up there up Constitution Hill, and there were about, let's say, 12 or 15 tents already set up or in the process of being set up, I'm sure, right? And so that was before that was about 3 hours or 2.5 hours, before the announcement of Her Majesty's passing was made. And of course it was obviously open because, I drove along it, right? But I wondered that as I was driving by. I was thinking, how come all these tents are, being set up? And, obviously they wouldn't have, the people doing it wouldn't have known of the passing, because it hadn't been announced at that point. But it almost felt that everybody was expecting, that worst news to happen, to be announced imminently, which it was 2.5 hours later. And so that was, say, yesterday afternoon I drove up here, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do that again for a few more weeks. Oh, who's this fella from? Some of these reporters, they do their own thing. Some you get the reporter and you get the cameraman, but sometimes it's like they do the whole thing themselves. They set up the camera themselves and operate it remotely. See, there's one camera there. Where's he from? It's like Pakistan or something. Can't tell. DP. Not sure where this lady's from. Like, she's just using her phone. No, that's it these days. Maybe you don't need these big fancy cameras so much. You can just use a decent phone. Anyway, somebody else. See where she's from. He's from. Where are they from? DB, what's that? D for Deutsch? I don't know, I suppose I could go by and listen in and see if I can figure it out. But yeah, it's going to be a lot more of it, isn't it? Bye. Yes, again.